honestly, this is like a 2025 kind of question. Like back in the day, people weren't just kind of sitting around wondering, where's my person? Who am I going to marry? It just happened. It happened when it happened. And I think because we have more time and more access to each other, and we have dating apps, and we have all this technology and stuff kind of giving us this immediate access to each other, I think that's what causes a lot of impatience and confusion and just feelings of like distress when it comes to relationships. So I think that that's just the reality of it. We don't have to sit around and wait necessarily. We can really just live, just live, just live, and see what happens. I think a lot of people have anxiety for this reason, like wanting to know the next thing, wanting to have control, wanting to be in control. We don't have as much control as we think we do. We're better off just trusting God, just saying, hey God, I'm nervous or concerned about my future, but I'm just gonna let you work it out for me. And that is one of the hardest things to do. Hey everyone, welcome back to Moments of Essence. I'm Essence. And I'm not sure what I'm going to title this video yet, but we have a few different topics I want to cover. Someone left a comment that I want to address, and so this video is really just a response video to that subscriber's question. But before I do that, I want to welcome all the new people here. Raise your hand if you're new. Yeah, hi. I want to welcome you. Thank you for tuning in. This channel is really about finding more ease in life, and there's so many ways to do that. Minimalism has definitely simplified my life. Solo travel has simplified my life in a good way. I'm living with less stuff and more experiences, and so I hope that this sounds good to you, and if it does, you might want to subscribe. You might want to join the journey. All right, so I'm gonna get right into it. This is the comment. I would love to hear your input on this about soulmates, and I would also like to hear, what does your day-to-day life look like in pursuing loving yourself, and what sacrifices in your thinking and personal life have you had to make besides not dating, and what boundaries did you realize you broke, and the ones you have created to push forward to a healthy view of yourself. Oof, that's a loaded comment. It's loaded, so we're gonna unpack that. So first, I want to address the soulmates comment. Yes, so I'm Christian, and I don't know why I have to say it like that, but I am. That's who I am. I believe in the Lord, and there's nowhere in the Bible that I have found any reference to soulmates, and so that's really just why I don't believe in it. I think it's something that we made up as humans, and maybe it gives us some comfort to know that like a part of us is like out there somewhere and we're going to find each other. But the fact is that not everybody gets married, not everybody falls in love, not everybody finds their person, and that's okay. I think we put such a heavy emphasis on romantic love when there's so many other types of love that exist. To answer your question, yeah, the Bible doesn't talk about soulmates, but the Bible does talk about love, and Jesus spoke about love all the time. He's like, love your enemies, right? Love your neighbor, love yourself, love God. Like, he emphasizes love, and you have to know what love is first. You have to know what love is. Love is God, and God is love. So knowing God means you know what love is and what love looks like. And honestly, ladies, if a guy doesn't love you the way the Bible talks about love, then it's not love. If the woman doesn't love you like the kind of love that Jesus talks about, it's not love. I mean, that's really the only definition of love. So 1 Corinthians 13, it breaks down what love is. Love is patient, love is kind, right? Philippians 1:9-10 also talks about what love really is. And I believe healthy relationships are simply a byproduct of one's understanding of love. If you don't know what love is, how can you expect your relationship to be successful? It won't work. And Jesus never talks about romantic relationships. Like, if you look at the first 4 books of the Bible and the New Testament, he never talks about romantic love, like marriage and man and woman. Like, he never talks about it. So I think we as humans, we fill in the blank sometimes and make assumptions about what we should be doing as far as relationships goes. But honestly, the blueprint is there. Love yourself, love other people. Love doesn't keep a record of wrong. Love does not keep a record of wrongdoing. So I highly recommend reading 1 Corinthians 13. It tells you what love is. So you can literally like use that as a blueprint. If someone's not treating you that way, they don't love you. They don't love you. Jesus showed us what love is. He demonstrated his love. He demonstrated his love for us. And he's the blueprint in my opinion. From my experience. I'm speaking from my experience. Okay. When you start pursuing self-love and well-being and health, you start to make some changes. You start to surround yourself with different people. Having healthy relationships means that I'm going to have to set some boundaries, you know? And the people that respect those boundaries are the people that I want to keep in my life because they respect me, you know? So that's just something that I'm learning, is that boundaries are not they're not really optional. They're a necessity. They are a necessity if you want to continue having a healthy relationship with yourself and having a healthy relationship with the people around you. All right. So when it comes to like sacrifices, yeah, I've sacrificed a lot. It's been a lonely road, you know. When you know your worth, you get lonely. Like, it gets real quiet. It gets quiet. You can hear the crickets. It's quiet. When you realize what you're worth and what your value is, you don't just hang out with anybody, right? You don't give your energy and your time to just everybody. I'm more selective with my energy and I'm more selective with my time. And I'm noticing like I don't entertain as much as I used to. I just don't entertain certain conversations or topics. Okay, so what does my day-to-day look like? Like, honestly, it looks a little bit like this. I just mind my business, okay? I do me. I watch webinars. I do research. I study. I work. I walk outside. I accept what is and I accept what is not. And I go about my business. I do what I need to do, give space for other people to do what they need to do. I just know what I can and cannot tolerate anymore. And understanding that, it makes it so much easier to say yes when I want to say yes and no when I want to say no. Yeah, my life is pretty normal, I would say. As a person who used to date and look for connection and look for love, like I was actually actively seeking it, you know, that takes so much energy. Like I wonder like how I had so much energy for that, like honestly. How? I was working full time. I don't know how I had that energy to do that, because I know right now I don't have it. I know that for sure. So I'm just replacing the time and energy I would be putting into other people, like other like relationships, and I'm putting it into in my own investing in myself. And that means putting myself out there on YouTube, right? It's not easy to do. It seems like it is, but it takes some time to get used to. And also just putting some time to prioritize my health, you know? So eating better, exercising, practicing meditation, practicing gratitude, you know, all of these things contribute to my health. So I just want to continue doing that and make it a consistent habit where I am prioritizing my health. Yeah. So I hope this answers all of your questions here. Thank you so much for just engaging and watching my videos. It means a whole lot, honestly. I didn't think there'd be as many of you as, like, there's like a few hundred. So I do appreciate those who have tuned in and stick around until the end of the video. Yeah, I do appreciate that. I'm thinking about doing a series on just relationships. I think it's such a nuanced topic, and there are people who are single, who are happily single, and there are people who are single and they're like getting impatient and they're feeling frustrated. So I want to like make a series about just some things to look out for maybe, and things that to think about as you're pursuing love, whether it's self-love or romantic love. So yeah, I'm going to start that soon. Yeah. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back soon. I'll see you then. Bye.